A lot of people have asked, you know, how did we get to this automobile that we designed with Bill Mitchell back at General Motors? And that's what the book is really about, how it all came about. And if you really want to go back on how it started and what the inspiration for it is that Bill Mitchell went to Italy in 1957 to the Turin Auto Show, and he saw some beautiful little streamliners over there that the Europeans were very much enamored with at the time. And the shape on all those cars was rather similar in that it had this rather crisp line that went all the way around the car and then little aerodynamic shapes over each one of the wheels. And that was basically the whole inspiration for the thing, because Bill came back, loved the shape on those cars, and presented it to us in a brief. Really, he just had an actual group of photographs that he'd taken in his coat pocket, brought them out, laid them on the table for a group of designers to look at, and talked about what he saw in those cars, and just said, take this as the theme and start drawing on it, see what you guys can come up with. And that's really the way the whole thing started. It took a few weeks till we got sort of comfortable with the idea of that shape. And as we went farther along, Mitchell picked the things off the wall because we had everything up there. I mean, all different kinds of things. We had front-engine cars, mid-engine cars, rear-engine cars, all trying to keep around with this particular theme. But he'd keep coming into the office and looking at what we had up on the walls and say, I like this, you know, I like this, I like this. So keep working in this direction and I'll see you guys in a few days. And he'd come back and we'd try to narrow it down. So that's really the way the whole thing came about. And then we finally got up to what we call now the definitive sketches that made it. And it's a shame that I couldn't keep all the beautiful art that was created by the 4 designers in the studio, because there was really some great art in there. I was able to get a few of those sketches, and those are the ones that are in the book, and a couple of the really important ones that Bill actually pulled off the wall that became the Corvette. But there was so much art that was lost, and I'm really happy that we at least were able to maintain some of the things that we've got, so that we've got some retrospective on history, because things just aren't done that way anymore. There were literally hundreds of sketches that were done in this period of time, and fortunately I was able to save about 20 or 25 of those sketches that were actually in the book. And we've actually put those in this book so that you can see what the work was that we did at that time. And the most valuable of these sketches is this particular one here that Bill Mitchell actually peeled off the wall and said, this is really the direction I want to go. This was done in November of 1957. So you can see that this car is basically the '63 Corvette Stingray Coupe. So it took 6 years from the time that this sketch was done until the production car came out. And during that interim period, the Corvette design was not frozen at that point in '57. That was just one particular concept that Bill really liked, but there was input from a lot of other people within General Motors of what we wanted to do. You know, Zora Dunthoff wanted to do a mid-engine car. I think the Harley Earl group wanted to do something that was more of a personal car, like the Ford Thunderbirds. So we went off in a lot of different directions, and we had to satisfy the input from all of these different people in management. But slowly, if it hadn't have been for the power of Bill Mitchell staying with this one particular sketch that he really liked, I don't think we ever would have even had a Corvette. So that was the important thing about it, is that we had the power of one guy that was against all of these other factions in there that allowed us to determine what the Corvette was going to be. But even if you look at the Corvette today and the C7, that really is the car that Zora Dunthoff wanted to build, with all the technical advantages that we see in the automobile today, which is really one of the most sophisticated automobiles on the road. But it's taken 60 years to do it.